got Mary. We've got, the famous ones. Does anyone know maybe some more? Any other names to throw out there? Magdalene. Great one.
That's a specific Mary.
It's okay, because we have a little spiel we're going to give to you. We're going to name all the women in the Bible, and I hope you memorize them, because there's going to be a quiz afterwards. So, be ready.
And you think it's so much smaller than it is, I know it.
All the women. Are you ready, ladies?
You guys want to say this?
Yeah.
Bible Women's Project.
This is the Bible Women's Project.
We are women.
We read the women's stories in the Bible.
We had already heard the men's. And we asked what it was like to be in these women's shoes. To be Mary Magdalene, a woman whose entire story gets rewritten.
To be Rizpah, refusing to let a man's vengeance destroy her sons even after death.
To be Vashti and resist by saying no.
To be Esther and resist by saying yes.
To be Abigail and Bathsheba and Rebecca and Jezebel.
Rahab and Pilate's wife, Miriam and Tabitha.
Resisting and demanding. Michal, Deborah, and Jael.
Zelophehad's daughters.
Demanding to be heard.
What did they need to share? What could we understand only by being in their place?
What do we discover when we talk about who we never talk about, like Hagar?
And Jephthah's daughter.
And Elizabeth.
I find power.
I find
strength?
Tenderness.
Loneliness.
Anger.
I want to fight.
I want to cry.
What happens to you when we tell the stories the way they were written?
To tell you the truth of their lives through ours.
And give voice to the women who are not named.
What are you here to hear?
We ask some serious questions.
Like, when have you ever felt bullied by another woman, like Hannah was?
When I was in 7th grade, I was made fun of by all the other girls because I didn't have breasts yet. Oh, yep, same. 7th grade, except for me, it was because I hadn't gotten my period yet.
7th grade.
When has a woman sacrificed for you, like Tabitha did?
Oh, I had a friend once who literally put her body in between me and a guy who was fighting me. And she just held me.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for a neighbor who gave me a place to stay when I had no home.
When have you known something intuitively to be true and been ignored for it, like Pilate's wife?
Every time I go to the doctor.
What is your unforgivable sin? And how do you cope with having committed it?
Don't worry, not all answers will be shared.
But we'll be staying after the show for a talk back, so you can ask us questions if you're curious.
It's important to know that every personal story you hear today is true.
But not every story shared belongs to the woman sharing it. The point is, what is the Bible Women's Project? Well, we'd like to show you.
But we're also warning you.
Some topics may be difficult.
These women experience war, murder, rape, incest, domestic abuse. The Bible is not an easy place for women.
Our own stories aren't easy to hear either.
You may not like to hear everything we have to share.
But we were finally given the opportunity to speak.
And so we're sharing what came up for us when we heard these women's stories.
I just want to be heard. Maybe they did too.
I just want to be heard.
Maybe they did too.
Maybe they did too. Maybe they did just want to be heard. I just want to be heard. Maybe they did too.
Maybe they did.
I just want to be heard.
Maybe they did too.
You've been warned.
story of Eve as a little girl, and knowing I would suffer great pains in childbirth because of her.
Evil Eve, evil Eve!
It was the first story I remember being taught in Sunday school. I was 4, 5.
Eve and the serpent sitting in a tree. S-I-N-N-I-N-G. First goes Eve, then goes Adam, then goes all the women for eternity, madam.
We were told it was a woman who sinned.
sinned first. A woman who tempted man. A woman who got us thrown out of the garden. If not for woman, what? We'd all be okay?
Eve ate the apple, now she's in big trouble. Dust to dust, we all fall down.
But I always wondered what it might have been like to be in Eve's shoes. 1, 2, 3, 10. Ready or not, here I come! I found you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and I found you! I found everybody! Would I have eaten the fruit? Am I really that much stronger than she was? Are any of us?
Evil Eve, don't drag us down, drag us down, drag us down. Evil Eve, don't drag us down, or we'll get you. Paradise is shutting down, locked up now, kicked you out. Paradise is shutting down, you're not welcome.
I wonder if I had spent every day living in perfection, if I had been filled with innocence and wonder, wouldn't the natural thought be maybe the authority is just mistaken and nothing will really happen? What rules have you challenged? What did you discover when you did?
Rules. All I know how to do is break them. I challenged a lot of rules growing up and got the reputation of being disrespectful as a result.
It wasn't until I was an adult that I started to part the rules.
I question a lot of rules, but only in my head.
Tell me what not to do, you'll see me do that exact thing.
Started asking questions about the rules that made no sense.
I never question authority out loud.
And I don't care necessarily, but it hurts to be thought of as disrespectful, as I'm just standing up for what I see is wrong.
I've been called a lot of things for calling out a lot of people.
I guess it's because my father was in the military.
I stood up to an abusive stepfather to protect my brother.
If we broke the rules, the punishment was pretty severe.
Started asking questions about the rules in church.
And I thought the people in church would be proud of me, but instead they quoted the 5th commandment at me.
And they would always say, this is the way it's always been done.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
I've protested, sat people down, gotten groups together to challenge authority.
Like, beer.
And I was like, loophole, this guy is not my mother and not my father.
It made no sense.
And since they weren't in my shoes, I took a risk that God wasn't going to send me to hell and kept disobeying my stepfather.
Rules keep people in authority.
So I started cutting.
And when I started to advocate for those who the rules were hurting, it was not appreciated.
I keep my scars hidden. It feels safer that way.
So I parted ways.
I'm interested in freedom.
Eventually, I made it out. And so did my brother.
It feels freer that way.
I was finally free.
I guess I needed proof that it was wrong. I needed to know what wrong felt like. I'd only known good and right, and I thought I would feel different afterwards. I thought I would instantly feel guilty. I would wake up the next day and hate myself and want to tear my eyes out. I don't know. Something. But instead it just felt normal. Natural even, like I was feeding myself something I'd always needed. I guess what no one tells you is the knowledge you gain over doing the wrong thing is the worst part. You know now what the fruit tastes like and the punishment of your own guilt and pain over having done the wrong thing is enough. To be kicked out of my home on top of that, I get it, but I didn't need it. If you had just given me some time to see the sin, if you had just let me feel the weight of what I did on my own, it eats away at you. It'll never go away. The nature of sinning against someone you love is punishment for the sin itself. You can't unknow what you know.
Your job done and kill the Sisera in your life. Am I right, JL?
Sisera.
Yes. Today on the show, we have Abram and his wife Sarai from the land of Canaan. Let's give them a warm welcome.
It's great to have you on the show.
We're happy to be here.
So, I've been hearing you're having some procreation problems.
Well, I certainly haven't.
Are you blaming this on me?
Well, you certainly haven't provided me a son yet.
Well, maybe if you weren't so busy shucking up with our servants, maybe we'd actually have some time together.
What do you mean you brought that girl to me?
Whoa, let's pause for a minute.
Sarai.
Thank you, JM. Let's backtrack for a minute. Sarai, did you present your servant?
Deborah, don't sugarcoat it for him. Hagar was a slave.
Sarai, did you present your slave Hagar to your husband for the procreation process?
Procreation process.
Technically.
Sisera.
And did you ask Hagar for her consent before committing this act?
Yeah, did you ask for her consent?
Well, I mean, she's a slave and I couldn't have a child, so...
Abram, did you consult with God before, let's call it what it is, abusing Hagar?
What do you mean that's not? Did you consult with God? You heard her.
Moving on. Now, is there a result of you having your way with her?
I wouldn't put it like that, but yeah, she's giving me a child.
Oh, so you must both feel content with having what you want now.
Of course I don't have what I want. How can I be content? Ever since the act, every time I see her, I feel utter disgust. She was like a daughter to me. She grew up in our home. I raised her, which makes her like a daughter to Abram, too. I just wanted a child. I had no idea I would feel such hate afterwards. This whole thing got way out of hand.
Is Hagar still living in your home?
She ran away.
What? That's my child. She has no right. Well, I tell you what, folks, our next guest was found wandering in the wilderness by an angel of the Lord. Maybe she can clear up some of these details. Let's bring out Hagar.
How's it going, baby?
Baby.
Hagar, why don't you tell all of us what really happened?
Yes, Queen, tell us everything.
Okay, so here's the thing. Sarai was the one who came to me, and she demanded that I provide a child. Well, I'm sorry that love came with it.
Wait. What? No, I'm not doing this. Hagar, are you saying you're in love with Abram?
I mean, yes, I gave myself to him, even if I was asked to do so. I ended up feeling stronger than I expected.
Abram, are you in love with your servant Hagar?
Absolutely not.
That's not what he said in bed.
So Tamar's story is a little confusing, but stick with me, okay? So, Tamar gets married to Judah's son, Thank you. But Er's not a good guy, so God gets rid of him.
Shelah grows up and Judah fulfills his promise.
Something tells me he doesn't do that.
Hang on. So time goes by and no Shelah. And Judah's wife dies. And when Judah's done grieving, Judah, he goes to Timnah, where Tamar lives.
Oh, so he's gonna fulfill his promise.
Hang on. So Tamar, who pretty much figures that Shalah's never coming to get her, hears that Judah's on his way and disguises herself as a prostitute.
Hiya, big boy. Whoa, hello there.
Come now, let me sleep with you.
Come now, let me sleep with you.
And what will you give me to sleep with you?
I'll give you a young goat for my flock, he says.
I'll give you a young goat from my flock.
And will you give me something as a pledge until you send it?
What pledge shall I give?
What pledge shall I give you?
Your seal and its cord and the staff in your hand.
So he gives them to her, and he sleeps with her. And Tamar becomes pregnant.
Magic sheep, magic sheep, magic sheep, magic sheep, magic sheep, magic sheep, magic sheep.
When they're done, Tamar takes off her veil and puts back on her widow's clothes. So long story short, Judah hears that Tamar is pregnant, which of course could have only meant that she prostituted herself. He gets really angry and goes back to Timnah to confront her.
You'll be burned to death.
Kill me if you will, but the father of my child owns these.
What?
Do you know who owns these?
No.
Actually, as much sense as it would have made for him to deny it, Judah owns up to it. He realized he set Tamar up for failure in the first place, and she was in the right by having his sons and keeping the bloodline.
Cool, Judah. Yeah, they're mine.
The best part is yet to come. She has twins! And when she's giving birth, one of them sticks his hand out like he's waving, and the maid ties a scarlet cord around his wrist so they know which one was born first. But he puts his hand right back in, and the other one was born first instead. His name was Perez.
You know, there's another Tamar in the Bible. She was the sister of Absalom, David's son.
Absalom.
William Faulkner, classic American lit. Okay.
Never mind.
But David's other son, Amnon, loved Tamar, but couldn't marry her because they were half-brother and half-sister.
Half brother and sister. Does that distinction make a difference? I mean, they're still brother and sister.
Well, Amnon makes that distinction in 2 Samuel.
And who was Absalom and Tamar's mother?
Makeup.
And who was Amnon's mother?
Ahinoam.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we got their names in there. Continue!
Amnon is sick over the fact that he loves Tamar, but he can't be with her. She is a virgin and she's only available for marriage.
Wait, he couldn't be with her because she was a virgin? Does that mean if she hadn't have been, he could have done what he wanted with her?
I'm guessing.
Wow. Okay, continue.
So, Amnon is sick over how much he loves this woman he can't be with. So he goes to his friend Jonadab. Now, Jonadab was crafty, and Jonadab lays out this plan for Amnon, saying, "Lie down in your bed and pretend to be ill. And when your father comes to see you, say to him, 'Please let my sister Tamar come and bring me food and prepare the food in my sight so that I may see it and eat it from her hand.'"
Wait, here, when talking to his friend, Amnon refers to Tamar as his full sister. The Bible says he says, "my sister Tamar."
Yes.
So in this little plan of Amnon's or Jonadab's or whoever's, the phrase "my sister Tamar" is spoken. So he admits this is his sister he's planning to use.
Right.
We all know what's going on here, right? I mean, Amnon is only pretending to be sick so that Tamar can have a reason to go to his room. And we all know what he's going to do to her. I don't care if they don't share the same mother. This is incest.
Right.
Okay.
So, as you said. Tamar goes to Amnon's room, and he grabs her and says, "Come, lie with me, my sister."
Okay, again, he's calling her sister.
And she says, "No, my brother, do not force me. Do not do this disgraceful thing."
And she calls him brother.
And she says, "Just go to the king. I'm sure he'll give you permission, but do not force yourself."
Wait, she didn't have permission herself, but her father could have given her own brother permission to have sex with her?
And he forces himself on her. Afterwards, he's disgusted with her and tells her to get out. I mean, he hates her as soon as he's finished with her.
He's mad at her for this? He's blaming her for his sin.
And she says that sending her away is worse than what he's already done. And she has on this beautiful robe that only virgins wear, which she, of course, feels gross wearing now. So she tears it off, and she leaves, and she goes to her brother, Absalom.
Absalom,
Who guesses right away that Amnon has raped her and tells her not to take it to heart because Amnon is her brother.
Like it's no big deal. It's her brother, and I'm sure he didn't mean anything by it? Or it's her brother, and there's nothing she can do about it. What does it mean she shouldn't take it to heart?
And Tamar remains desolate in her brother Absalom's house.
Desolate. She never married or anything? What happens to her?
We never hear from her again in the Bible.
After the rape, she disappears from the Bible? How does she cope? Who does she talk to? What happens when she falls in love and she's afraid to have sex because of what happened? I mean, does this destroy her? What are women who have been, or men, what are people supposed to get from this story?
I don't know.
What does her father do to Amnon once he heard about the rape?
David doesn't do anything.
But doesn't Absalom kill his brother over this?
Yes, he plots for 2 years and kills him.
And David's response then?
He grieves, but he gets it.
Absalom.
He knows why Absalom did what he did.
David basically did the same thing with Bathsheba, you know? Saw her, she was beautiful, made her have sex with him, had her husband killed in order to marry her just to hide the out-of-wedlock pregnancy.
Father like son.
And later, Absalom fights against his father for the throne.
David hid his own sin by orchestrating Bathsheba's husband's murder through war.
He hid it. He wasn't open about it. He didn't teach his sons about the power of temptation. He hid it.
Absalom.
What if David had just shared his own story of his mistakes with his sons?
And tragically and ridiculously, Absalom's hair catches onto a tree branch while he's riding out to fight his father, and he's left hanging there.
If David had just shared what he learned about lust and rape,
Well, the Bible doesn't say David raped Bathsheba.
did she have a choice in whether to have sex with him or not?
No.
And the leader of the army that David had appointed killed Absalom, even though David commanded he should be kept safe should he be found.
What if David had just shared his own story of temptation with his sons?
And David mourned that he lost both sons.
I have never known a father to admit something like that to his sons.
So, hiding the sin is better?
Absalom. Absalom.
No. So,
This show has been going on for 10 years now. It started before #MeToo, before a lot of things.
I actually saw the show before I was in it, and it was the first time I ever knew that my story was in the Bible.
My faith has grown with this show.
Maybe because of this show.
I feel closer to God when working on this show.
I'm more of a believer now because of this show. As new women join, new stories are shared.
New Bible women's names are brought into a circle. We read their stories and we ask questions about how their lives might have been and how our lives are not that different.
New connections to old stories get made.
We find out how not alone we are.
We find out how stories we shared in our circle years ago still give language to others looking for direction.
That's why we have to keep telling these stories. Why we have to keep reading this book ourselves and finding out how God sees us, how he's always seen us.
But it feels like some people don't want us to feel seen, or see each other, or know the truth, or what? What is it? Why aren't these stories talked about in churches?
You'd have to ask the ones telling the stories.
Wait, but some things do remain the same, right? Like how we connect across time and culture to women and to the women in the Bible. I was like Mary when I first joined. I needed my Elizabeth, a motherly figure who knew what I was going through and could help me go through it together. I'm always in search of a mother. I've had a million across the world.
I feel like Rahab. Like, she's put in this position where she's going to have to go up against her own people and be saved or die. So she bargains to save her friends and loved ones instead. Like these men say, resist and die. And she's all, I'm going to resist and save some lives too. I'm feeling these women who always find ways to resist.
I feel like the woman with the issue of blood. Like, only a miracle can save me because doctors can't or won't.
I feel like Bathsheba. Like, I'm on this trajectory of life, just living, trying to figure things out, do my thing. Literally, I'll be doing my self-care routine, and a man will come along and ruin it with lust and promises. Like, he sees my body, and that's all he wants. That's all he knows. It's all he's seen, but he says he has to have me. And do I think to myself, he'll take care of me? And do I think, is this what I'm supposed to want? Did Bathsheba think those things? When she got pregnant, did she think, he'll provide and I'll move in with him? Or did she suspect the truth and think, no, as soon as I tell him, he'll pretend the baby isn't his, and then he'll actually destroy everything in my life in order to protect himself? She worried that her baby...
When we find ourselves in these places, it's at least good to know that we're not alone in our experiences. I can find a pathway forward through Abigail, who says, screw this, I'm breaking the rules anyway. or Miriam, who says, I don't care if I'll get in trouble. I will disobey and save my brother, and I will sing and I will dance and I'll even challenge God. Or Esther, if I perish, I perish. I don't know, I find courage through that. In me, I need courage right now. What do you need right now? What are you seeking in a woman's example?
Intention.
Intention.
Honesty.
Honesty.
Strength?
Strength.
Rest.
Rest. What are you seeking? What are you seeking in a woman's example? Help. Peace. Peace. Realness. Loyalty. Compassion. Wisdom.
Strength. Strength.
Wisdom!
Strength.
Wisdom!
Strength.
Wisdom! Wisdom! Wisdom!
Strength.
Wisdom!
Strength.
Wisdom! Wisdom!
story of Jephthah's daughter.
Oh, the wind, it is a song that harbors through the winter. Oh, the sail, it is our door that bids the song to enter.
When Jephthah was at war with the Ammonites, he asked God to grant him victory, and in turn he would give God a sacrifice.
And let us sail the sea, good friend, and let us sing together the song last of season long, while the song can last forever.
Whatever comes out of my house to greet me after my triumph, I shall give to the Lord as a burnt offering. So Jephthah wins and returns home. And guess who comes running out of the house to greet her loving father?
Oh, the wind, it is a song that harbors through the winter. Oh, the sail, it is a door that bids the song to enter.
Jephthah's daughter was innocent, an only child. She came running out of the house singing and dancing with tambourines. She was so happy to see her father. And Jephthah was, of course, destroyed. He tore his clothes and cried. But Jephthah's daughter told him to follow through on his vow to God. She sacrificed herself.
And let us sail the sea, good friend, and let us sing together.
I'm Jewish, and this moment of self-sacrifice for me defines so much of my heritage. In Judaism, there is no heaven, so we don't do good works because we'll get our jewels and our crown after we die. For us, there's only right now. People need us now. And that requires sacrifice. Sacrifice is a part of the Jewish existence here on earth.
The singer lasts a season long, while the song may last forever.
But before Jephthah's daughter made her sacrifice, she asked her father if she could spend her last days in the hills with her friends. She knew she would never marry, never know love of that kind. So she mourned in a safe place with other women.
Oh, the wind, it is a song that harbors through the winter. Oh, the sail, it is a sword that bids us from the winter.
In the Torah, the Israelite women set an annual tradition to commemorate the sacrifice made by Jephthah's daughter. Still today, they celebrate her through rituals of lamentation. They leave their homes, go out into the hills, sing and dance to remember her. A woman told me this story. I often think, would I have ever heard of Jephthah's daughter otherwise? Does it take women to share the stories of women in the Bible? To find them at all? What story do I need to know? And what woman will be brave enough to share hers with me? What story do I need to share?
Oh, the wind, it is a song that harbors through the winter. Oh, the sail, it is a sword that bids us through the winter. And oh, the sail, it is a sword that bids us sing together. The sail
3. Today I have stopped crying. I can't anymore. I am just empty. There's a hollow ache in my chest, and I long to hold and comfort, but there is no one for me to take care of anymore. My sons, their bodies hang above me, and I thought I would cry to look on them again, but there is nothing. So I scream. They deserve a proper burial and not to rot like common criminals in the sun. They deserve life.
Day 8. I have not eaten for a few days now. I feel selfish to want food, to forget my sons, and to focus on my hunger. I am tired, too. My bed of rocks has left my body sore and bruised and stiff. The sun has grown hotter, too. Perhaps I am dead, and this is my hell.
Day 15. Two women came by today to give me food. They tried to sit and mourn with me, but I did not respond. I could not feel this dagger stuck in my heart. I drank the water, but the stench of decay is so strongly caked inside my nostrils I cannot bring myself to eat.
Day 17. The vultures are circling ahead, and I have a stick to beat them away, but I am getting so tired. When they attacked today, I could only find the strength to keep them away from my own sons. I'm ashamed of myself for not guarding the others.
Day 37. They tried to force me back to the city today. I never expected to fight off men when I came out here. When they grabbed at my arms, I kicked and screamed and scratched, just like the animals I'd been battling.
Day 67. I don't recognize my boys anymore. They're just scraps of cloth on bones.
Harmony no longer tells jokes or makes faces. Mephibosheth will never get to fight in the glorious battles he always dreamed of. No one will ever know that Harmony used to secretly take care of injured animals, or that Mephibosheth never felt worthy enough to be his father's son. I feel cheated for them. They will never grow into men, never marry, never have children of their own. I will never know what could have been.
Into men, never marry, never have children of their own. I will never know what could have been.
They will never grow into men, never marry, never have children of their own. I will never know what could have been.
There are no more days to count. David has repented at last. He has cut down my sons and the others and buried them, and Saul and Jonathan together in the family tomb.
It is raining now. My dry skin drinks up the cool drops. I have won a small victory today. So small that perhaps it will never be known.
But I do not need praise or recognition. I do not need David's apologies.
I only want to rest now, and to see my sons when I wake up far away from here.
Far from the bloodlust of righteous men. Far from the pain and suffering of this dust-covered world.
Far from the pain and suffering of this dust-covered world.
I am done here. I want no more of it.
cannot describe it, for there are no words. I was so rejected, so alone. But when he spoke to me, when I looked into his eyes, I knew he could see beyond what they said about me, beyond the story they told, which wasn't he. He was thirsty, but not for me. And I was thirsty, but not for men. Believe it or not, I was rarely thirsty for men. Everyone just assumes, like it's in my blood. But when he talked to me, suddenly not thirsty, suddenly and never again. I am the woman dragged to him in the dirt. I could already feel the stones they were about to. Where was my lover? Why was he not beside me as was law? Why only me, the woman? But here, a different sort of man, his words to them, their arms raised with stones, I could already feel the blood running. But his words to them, their arms lowering, his hand reaching out for me. Words. I knew if only I could touch him. He knew. He felt it. His eyes. He saw. He looked at me. And we knew. I could feel the flow stop. He saw me. And I knew. I am the woman. I am the woman who felt in her gut that something was wrong in my body, but nobody listened. I was vomiting, I was bleeding, I was made to feel crazy because no one took me seriously. Sometimes I wonder, am I crazy or is something actually the matter with me and how will I ever know? When a doctor finally listened to me, I was convinced they were a savior, maybe even an angel. I am the woman.
I am not named.
I feel everything I had.
Wait,
I sometimes cannot.
Got it.
Cannot lift my
I
eyes.
am the woman.
My name is
And
I am the woman whose only son
I
you
am
brought
the
back.
woman.
I had no one left.
God's
You
word
heard my
speaking
cries.
into my body, but I've been
heard
taught
my
to
cries.
ignore. It's just my body after all. What does it matter?
We are women.
Hear our stories.
He wants them to be heard.
It's because he listened that our stories have been preserved.
follow his example.
It's because of him.
He saw me.
He saw us.
Reached out when no one else would.
His hands.
His blood.
Looked at me when everyone else looked away.
Or didn't see it all. Listened.
Listened. Listened.
Listened.
Listened.
Listen.
Listen. Listen, everyone. Peter's at the door.
So I'm guessing you don't know the story of Rhoda. I did. I'd never heard a single sermon about Rhoda at all growing up in the church. I mean, there's so many women in the Bible that I think we should know about that we don't talk about. Like, shouldn't we find inspiration in Anna, who God called on even after she was like 100 years old? Or what about all the women Paul names as faithful in the New Testament? Come on, what are their names?
Priscilla, Maria, Eunice, and Lois.
And Lydia, small business owner. There's so many. I sometimes wonder, maybe if I had heard about Rhoda, I wouldn't feel so alone and, well, feeling alone.
Is anyone listening to me?
When Peter was in prison, there was a huge group gathered in the house of Mary, just one of the many Marys, and they were all praying for Peter to be released from prison.
Everyone, Peter's here. He's at the door.
Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. How was he here? But she knew it was him. She recognized his voice.
I know it's him. I recognize his voice.
So Rhoda comes running back into where everyone's praying and says,
Peter's at the door!
and they didn't listen to her.
Shocking.
But then they heard the knocking and the voice and opened the door themselves and saw Peter standing at the door. So my question to you after hearing Rhoda's story is, when have you felt your voice ignored?
My turn, I guess. I know. I'm the immigrant in the group. I just don't like to talk about it so much because, I don't want to be reduced to that as my status. Like, that's not all I am. An accent or an ethnicity. And there are things happening in the world, and I sometimes think that maybe if I use my voice, that maybe if I share what we go through, then maybe it'll make a difference, right? But it's the way people respond every time that we do speak up takes a whole layer of bravery every time. Sometimes I think if I were Rhoda, it wouldn't matter what I said, because when people have made up their minds about you, they don't like to hear you. And people have made up their minds about a lot of us, immigrants. So it doesn't matter how kind I am or how good I'm at my job or how well I get along with everybody else. End of the day, I always have people praising me just for speaking good English. Like, that's all they see in me. I want to tell them I actually speak 5 of the languages. And yet, as good as my English is, it's when I finally share how I feel. They claim they don't understand me. I want to tell them, can you not make our entire time together about me being from a different country? I've spoken up in classes and had some really brilliant things to say, and I get ignored. And an English speaker says that exact same thing, and they get, oh wow, or even, oh my god, that's so insightful. Like, just because I speak with an accent of not perfect English grammar, I must not be as smart as I am. And when I finally do speak, they are shocked. Like, I just want to tell them, can you not? I'm not here to be a threat, but to find a home, away from home.
My life is filled with the love of women who have no obligation to me, but take care of me when I need it.
What has happened?
She's gone.
Tabitha.
She cared for me when I had no one. She gave me this. Is it true? I just heard.
I'm sorry. Yes.
She made this for me to keep me warm. When my husband was gone and I had nothing.
I have a sister. Well, she's not my blood sister. You know those women. My own sister brought her into our lives, and she became like another big sister to me. And when my birth sister died, she was there. I had her arms around me. This woman who wasn't even my family became my family.
Is it true about Dorcas? Yes. Please come in and pay your respects. When my husband died, I had to beg for bread and a coat to wear. This is the one she made me.
I've had a lifetime of women who have stepped in to be my mother when my mother couldn't. I just love how women step into roles for each other.
Tabitha prayed for me when no one else would.
Dorcas would sit and talk to me and laugh
stories. Keep me company. Hold me. Cry with me. Wipe my tears.
I've had friends who saw me in an abusive relationship and kept me safe. And teachers who knew something was wrong but didn't blame me for my bad behavior. And church ladies who never married or never had children of their own but would quietly squeeze my hand just to tell me that they saw me, even if they felt unseen themselves.
Dorcas was the only one who visited me when I was alone.
Tabitha held my hand when I was sick, and everyone else stayed away.
There was a lady at a train station once who offered me a tissue when I was crying, and another woman in a bathroom who offered me a hair tie. And I remember once feeling so invisible, and this woman stopped just to tell me that I was pretty. My life is filled with moments of the collective woman taking care of me.
She will be missed. She ministered to both Jew and Gentile and did not share the world's belief that they should be considered different, and was loved by both in return.
That's why I've always loved the story of Tabitha, or Dorcas, whichever name you prefer. I mean, Luke tells her story, and it's such a short and simple story, but so rich. I mean, her life is filled with giving to the women in her community who needed it the most. Just the fact that both her Jewish and Gentile name are used goes to show that she didn't allow a barrier of identity to keep her from giving equally to everyone. And when the women in her community find out that she's died, they simply could not release her to death. This woman who had given them life would now be brought back to life. When Peter hears about this community, created by one woman's love, has gathered in her room and won't leave, he goes to the room where she lays. He sits with her and he prays and simply tells her, "Get up." And Tabitha blinks her eyes and she gets up and she returns to this community that she has given life to for years. I wonder if her story is in here for all the women who go unnoticed. God sees you. We see you.
We see you. Here's the story of a girl named Mary, who was not the cleanest child of her home. All day long she sit and dream of the Messiah. Oh, how her mind would roam. Here's the story of a girl named Martha. She's the sister of our very messy Mary. All day long she'd sweep and mop her family's messes. Oh, the load she carried. And then one day Jesus showed up at their doorstep. Martha cleaned the house, around she flew. There's that Mary, listen to her stories. And Martha said, "Hey Jesus, look at all I do." And Jesus said, "Oh Martha dear, do you really think I care about some dust?"
Hi, Martha.
Mary, watch where you're going. I just cleaned the floor.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Mary, sometimes I just don't know what to do with you. And today of all days.
It's a beautiful day.
Maybe for you it is.
Why can't it be for you too, Martha?
Because you're making me do all the work.
Martha, Martha, Martha. You don't have to work. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, you'll never understand.
I love this story. Yeah, I kind of like that Jesus compliments Mary for not having it all together and caring more about hanging out with friends instead. I mean, at the end of the day, isn't that what it's all about?
Ding dong.
Martha, it's for you.
sorry. I mean, I was trying to, but Mary, but she wouldn't. Oh.
My sister and I are just like Mary and Martha. She might make fun of me until I cry, and I might rip her hair out of her head, but we would fight the world for each other.
I wish Martha didn't get such a bad light shown on her in sermons about the story. Okay, Jesus says, can I run? Martha, you are troubling yourself with so many things. I only need one thing, and Mary's already doing it. Don't take it away from her. But maybe Jesus isn't trying to chastise Martha, but to let her know that true friends are the ones you don't have to clean for. I know a lot of women who could use that message.
Martha, it's not too late. Come, sit.
Here's the story of a man named Lazarus who was so sick that he finally up and died. Mary and Martha, his two sisters, got mad at Jesus. Oh, they cried and cried. But Jesus told them to just calm down. He needed to prove he was the Son of God.
Oh, Martha, why didn't he come? I thought he loved us.
But Mary, he has come into the town and he wants to speak with you.
With me?
Well, I won't tell you what he already told me, but it's going to make you happy.
If you would have been here, our brother would not have died.
I already told him that.
But I thought you loved him.
And Jesus wept.
Look how much he loved him.
But then, why?
I love these women. They do not let Jesus get away with anything. In fact, they blame him because he should have been there. Does he silence them? No. He has a conversation with them and then raises Lazarus. So why is it that today when women hold systems accountable, they're silenced?
Take away the stone.
Jesus, it's been like 4 days. The body's gotta be smelling really bad right now.
Oh, yeah.
Just do it, Martha.
Oh, you do it, Mary.
I know. Let's do it together.
Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me.
Patience is a virtue.
Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da.
And so, as we see from the example of Mary Magdalene, a destitute prostitute who could only be saved by Jesus,
Wait, what are you saying? That's not my story.
the women in Jesus' life had to be cured if they were going to be considered disciples like the men, whom Jesus merely had to ask and who dropped everything to follow him.
What are you talking about? That's not my story.
Mary Magdalene slept around who knows how many men.
Stop. That's not what happened. Let me speak.
She is the classic sinful woman, the one who Jesus will embrace with open arms after she repents, after she releases her demons. Who knows everything she was doing? Witchcraft? Sexual relations with unknown men? Whatever kind of drugs they had back then?
Listen to me.
7 demons, this woman. Whew.
I am not who you say I am. You know nothing about me. Never asked about me, but you took away my truth. You took away my story. Rewrote my life to suit your needs. It would be hard to control women if the truth was that a woman like me is what he chose, is who they all followed. Better to make me out to be promiscuous.
And who cares if I was?
Who cares if I was?
I've heard the rumors about me and you never gave me a chance to tell the truth.
A woman who sleeps around cannot possibly be an example of God's love for us. Beware of such a woman.
I was there when he died. Where were you? Where were all of you? I was there when the tomb was opened. Where were any of you?
Where were any of you when they lied about me later?
I've heard the rumors about me.
You never gave me a chance to tell the truth.
One of my greatest fears is being disliked.
A prostitute.
Where did you even get that? Look at the words written. Look at the actions taken. Stop rewriting my story.
Who cares if I was.
Where were any of you? You made that fear come true. They lied about me later.
What was your problem with me? I was always around women. Is that the problem? I didn't need any of you. Is that the problem? I had my own money. Is that the problem?
Beware the women who only keep company with other women.
My identity shifted without my knowledge.
I overheard them talking about me. The ones who said they loved me. The ones I stood up for suddenly against me without warning.
They lied about me later.
What was your problem with me?
Peter denied Jesus 3 times.
I try not to care what others say about me, but it hurts.
It hurts when your story is rewritten and all you did was love.
Thomas rejected the truth in front of his eyes.
The ones who said they loved me. I overheard them. Without warning, they were against me.
Judas flat out betrayed him.
What did I do to you? Why do you hate me? Why am I who not to be?
My worst fears, my nightmares.
I was totally unprepared for having my story rewritten.
James and John fell asleep and let him get arrested.
I was there until the end. I could not have been more
I
loyal.
could not have been more loyal.
Blindsided.
Destroyed me.
The ones I loved turned against me. But let us remember the real danger. Mary Magdalene, the woman who...
Who what?
Who what?
Who loved him? Who walked with him? Who listened to him and kept his confidence? Who stayed with him when everyone else left? Who watched him die? Who held his mother as she cried? Who was the only one at the tomb that morning? Where were you? Not there. You weren't there. No man was there. But I was. We were all there. I held his mother as she watched him die. I was there, and I know the truth. Yet our stories get rewritten. The book is closed, the ink is dry, but the chapters are still wrong.
I sing a song of resistance. I call upon Esther who said I will. I call upon Vashti who said I won't. Tell me your story between the lines and I'll tell you mine as I told the line. Show me the path to resistance as I cry for a song of resistance. I am not yet 30 and I'm already exhausted. I am tired and in need of a garden to rest in, to resist in, not to rejuvenate and replenish. I am tired of being the only person to speak up in a room. I am Vashti, tired of being called up, called in, called out. I resist being the strong black woman simply because I am a black woman. I resist being angry because you will make me angry, because you need to call me angry. I resist being seen, being shown, being paraded simply because I am a woman. I sing a song for Vashti. I see you. I hear you. If I'm tossed aside, I'm tossed aside. We reject the roles you put us in. I sing a song of resistance. I sing a song for Esther, for the woman born for a time such as this, for the woman called upon, called inside, called Hadassah at birth. I am Esther, hiding behind a different name in order to protect my people, whispering to myself as I walk down the hall, if I perish, I perish. The words so bold, yet I know. I hear her, me, whispering to boost my courage, repeating the words to give myself strength as I walk. I am Esther. Something rises up in me. I cannot stay silent. Maybe it's my Haitian heritage, rising up, revolting, rebelling. We've always known how to resist. I will not stay silent any longer. If I perish, I perish. We reject the assumptions you make about us. I see you, women,
brought together by fate, by circumstances, by God, making things happen because you are together. Esther and Vashti, Jael and Deborah, Miriam and Pharaoh's daughter. No wonder they want us to battle each other, to blame each other, to compete with one another. Stuff goes down when we are together. I'm sorry for blaming you, Bathsheba and Eve, for degrading your name, Jezebel and Delilah, for hiding too long from your stories, Hagar and Leah and Michal. I resist the urge to blame, to listen to those who turn me against women. I resist the temptation to cry alone, to assume that no one will understand. I resist the notion that all men are against me, that Mordecai's no longer exist. I resist. I resist for Vashti. I resist for Esther. I resist for us, for women who seek other women. I seek a community of women. I resist the urge to go alone any further. Hear my song of resistance.
Look, there they go, look, they are leaving Moab to settle down in Bethlehem. Ruth isn't from that town, but she would not back down, so she's with Naomi, who will try to care for her.
My name is Ruth, I am Naomi's daughter-in-law.
I am a mother, yes I am. We're here in Bethlehem to try and find some land so we can eat and rest and make a plan. God, I wish my sons and husband hadn't died and left their wives with no man. Orpah, return home like I asked her. But Ruth insisted that she stay. She won't leave me be.
Look, there they go, the women with no husbands. They are served but no king or friend. We're astonished that Ruth's here, for she doesn't know a soul. Don't know what she thinks she's doing here, or what will happen while she's here. We're nervous that she's living here. That Ruth.
Now, Ruth, you have no husband and you are a stranger in this land. I know it will be hard, but you must work in order to provide food for our table. Yes, Naomi. Where should I go? What should I do? Join that group of women over there who are threshing grain. But be careful of the men. They have wandering eyes. Yes, Naomi.
Who is that?
That is Ruth. She's Naomi's daughter-in-law.
Her husband died, and she decided to stay here with Naomi in her land instead of going back home to her family.
What a brave act.
You should go introduce yourself.
You're right. What should I say? What should I say?
Start with hello. And then follow with my name is Boaz. Tell her this is your land.
And chew on some root. It'll make it look cooler.
Yeah. Plus your breadsticks.
I am Boaz. Here's my land. Work for servants and the common man. Food for families, either small or grand. I heap glory on them all.
Soon they'll be in this land,
my land with all these women, and I won't let any of the men touch you.
Wow. Kind sir, why are you so nice to me when I am a stranger in this land?
Well, I heard what you did for Naomi. You stayed with her even though it wasn't safer for you to do so. And besides, man, I'm attracted to you. Man, oh man, what was that? Can you believe I just blurted that out? I can't imagine what she thinks of me. I brought down shame upon us all.
Please heap glory on us.
Please heap glory on us.
Please heap glory on us.
Please heap glory
On us all.
The moon shines bright on the sand tonight, not a footprint anywheres. A lifetime of losing husbands. This is more than I can bear. What is left of me when my family's gone away? Where should I turn? Where can I stay? I can't give in. She needs to see. Maybe a best chance is not with me. I'll let her go to live a life and be a good wife. Let her go, can't hold her back anymore. Let her go, she has better things in store. I can't do much to make her stay. Now, let her life move on. The pain should be mine to bear anyways.
Men! Time to talk some business for Naomi's friend. She could use some flour to bake loaves of bread. Let's make sure to leave some bits of grain, pieces big enough to glean. That's how I'll show her my esteem. Men of God, we are the most chivalrous men of God. We always make the ladies swoon. Men of God, I'll impress with my manly manners, and then she'll have some food. Yes, protein shakes, facial hair, facial hair, facial muscles.
Someday I'll marry him. Now that I've caught his eye and away to his farmland we'll go to thresh grain in the moonlight. I know someday the wise will say,
Ruth.
I'd like to marry you, and Naomi will sing, and wedding bells will ring someday. When we say, I do. Now, Ruth, it is time we find you a husband. You cannot stay here forever.
But I don't want to leave you alone. Who will take care of you?
Oh, never mind you that. I should never have made you feel like I needed you so badly. My bad.
But who will be my husband?
Oh, Boaz, who is of our family on my husband's side, has been given you the uncover his feet. Yeah, he'll pretty much tell you what to do next. Okay.
Stop right there.
There you see him, sleeping there inside his room. You know that you shouldn't speak, you don't want to wake him. And you don't know why, but you've been told to try. You're gonna kiss his feet. Yes, you want her. Look at her, you know you do. It's possible Ruth is made for you. She might be your woman. It won't take a word. God gave the word. You're gonna kiss his feet. Sha-la-la-la, my oh my, looks like the girl's too shy. Sha-la-la-la, don't be scared, you know that you're prepared. Come on and move the sheets, sha-la-la-la, move along, ain't gonna take too long. You need to move the sheet. Go on and kiss his feet. Magic sheet, 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 magic sheet. I have now kissed your feet, smelly, stinky, but splendid. Tell me, Boaz, now when did you last let our God decide? God can open your eyes, take us both to the altar. Over, sideways, and under, there is no escaping this.
A brand new day. Here's some barley just for you.
I haven't even noticed.
I am not young or rich, but let's get hitched. I'll be your kingsman, redeemer.
A brand new day. The day when God has blessed us both.
We were both made to mate. It's in our fate, and now I'll start a brand new day with you. With you.
Bless my brain, did you catch his name? Do you think if I was her that he would do the same? There he goes, everybody knows all about his kindness that he always shows. But was a poor boy, lowly, now he's a rich man. Holy, he saved Ruth from a life of strife. From lowly to holy, changed Ruth's life. He didn't move slowly, now she's his wife. When she lost her husband, she held on to her beliefs. And when
road up ahead. But for now, let's finish the story of Ruth, for it's through her that Jesus eventually comes into being. Ruth gives birth
To a son, Naomi shouts, my sorrow's gone, and our family line is once again restored. A man will lead to Jesus, and he'll come redeem us, be our Lord, Christ our Lord, Christ our Lord. He'll be Christ our Lord.
Can I share something? I've always related to the Samaritan woman at the well. I mean, I feel like I have to hide and only find Jesus alone. I mean, she went out in the middle of the day to the well because that's when no one would be there. People they got water in the cool of the morning or evening. They didn't want to deal with people who would talk about her, stare at her. I'm stalling. Man, this is harder than I thought. Okay, here it goes. I am happy, and I feel pretty secure being happy. But I don't feel loved by the church. And I feel like Jesus made it very clear by the way he lived, and especially the way he died, that his love extended to everyone. There aren't supposed to be rules for who he loves. And it says in the Bible, in John, right after he gives his new commandment to love one another, by this shall all men know you are my disciples, that you love one another. And if it is through this love that people may come to know Christ, how are we providing that opportunity to happy people? And I've looked for churches, churches that would accept me, no questions asked, but I've had to leave churches I've loved because as soon as they find out, the looks start. Then I'm the only one sitting in my pew. Or there are some that say I'm welcome, but people in the church don't agree with that claim and use me as an example to show they don't agree. Or they go out of their way to say I'm welcome. And then as soon as I want to get involved beyond sitting in the congregation, I'm told I can't really participate. Do you think if you don't let me stand in front of people, you can pretend I don't exist? I exist. I am here. And I just want to meet my thirst when the rest of the world does.
I've been accused of being happy. Listen to me, accused. I don't even have the words for it except for in the negative.
Well, what are women supposed to do who are looking but can't find someone? The accusations start.
Accusations that wouldn't exist if the church didn't make it an issue of contempt.
Instead, the fact that being happy is so unacceptable means many women rush into marriage with someone who might not be right for them because we're afraid of the rumors.
Seems like if you're a woman in the church who's strong, independent, outspoken, or even just single, you run the risk of the most feared label out there.
Yay. And I just feel like until Christians actually do what Jesus did, sit with us, talk with us, create a safe place for us, how can they possibly say they're living up to Christ's standards?
Do men go through the same thing? I wonder. I wonder. Remember, talk back afterwards.
I struggle.
What is your unforgivable sin and how do you cope with having committed it?
use abstinence as a reason for why I won't have sex, but sometimes I wonder if that's what I really believe, or if I had been born with a better body. I don't know.
Can I just say this? The church was my only consistent family growing up. And when my parents got a divorce, I only had the church. And it was my father who made sure to have me in church every Sunday and Sunday night and Wednesday night. I'm with you. I wish there was more honesty and openness and less closed doors. Because like all of you, I've been through it. And the one place where I felt the most loved was the one place where I felt like no one would understand.
Well, it's good to know I have a safe place to talk about it.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
I'm leaving. My mistress is mistreating me, abusing me. I can't stay here. I won't stay here.
Girl, you don't have any rights here. Go back and submit.
What? Hang on. It was the angel of the Lord. It was more reverent than that. Hagar, my child, slave of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going?
I'm running away.
But Hagar, you shall have a son who shall be called Ishmael. Go back to your mistress and submit.
Am I allowed to say hell no?
Wait. It was an angel. It was much nicer than that, I'm sure. Oh, Hagar! Where have you come from and where are you going?
Jesus help me.
Oh, sweet, precious Hagar. Your place is at home with your mistress. Let's get you back. Bippity-boppity, boom.
No. Come on. Don't you know what this story signifies for so many black women? Doesn't it strike anyone as interesting that Hagar ran into an angel of the Lord on her way out of the situation and the angel sent her back? I mean, I always think of angels as, being on the side of the victim. And here, Hagar is raped as a slave, mistreated by her mistress after her mistress arranged the rape in the first place. And God tells her to go back and submit. I'm just saying, I struggle with this, and now we're going to portray this moment as if it's funny.
And it doesn't help that we portrayed the first part of her story as if she fell in love with Abram.
Yes, thank you. Why did we do that?
We were trying to be funny, and everyone laughed.
Hagar's story is one that American plantation owners use as an excuse for slavery and slave rape being okay. So when we don't talk about her, it feels like, and I'm just going to say this, it feels like white people not taking responsibility for their own sins.
Well, it's important to recognize that with Ishmael, Hagar birthed an entire religion. So it's not the world that's ignoring her, it's just certain preachers.
Yes, and I struggle more that most preachers sweep Hagar's stories under the rug and then preach about like Abraham and Sarai as if they're these amazing individuals. It's like, I read her story and it feels like God ignores her. And then I go to church and I wait for some brave sermon to talk about her, to make others see her, and then nothing.
When we give into a fear of Islam or any religion for that matter, what women's stories get swept under the rug?
Does it help to know what Hagar says when the angel of the Lord stops her?
You are the God who sees me. I have now seen the one who sees me.
I don't feel seen. I've been where she's been. Tried to run away. I was pregnant. Not married. I grew up in the church, so I didn't know what to do. I confided in someone that I trusted at church. Said I wasn't sure if I wanted to have the baby or not. And they were appalled to think that I could ever think to abort a baby. I had just started college. Went to a religious school, talked to someone there, and they couldn't believe I wouldn't just drop out of school for a baby. Just by having the conversation, I lost friends and support. So I had her. And she died hours later. My child. And no one was there to hold me in the darkest moments of my life. All I could do was hold her. Tiny, cold body. When you screamed, whisper. I know those screams. I never let them out. Thank you for screaming.
I'm going to tell you something that I've never told anyone. I did not want this. I love children, don't get me wrong, but this, so late? Never did I expect, long after I had made my peace with being childless, that I'd have a baby growing in my womb. And to be honest, although I longed for motherhood in the early days, well, I can't say that I wanted a baby. And then came the stares from the other people, my husband acting a fool. It didn't make sense, this baby growing inside of me. And so I hid for months. The first time that I felt happy was when Mary came to see me and stay with me. And when that happened, my baby leaped inside of me for the first time as he could feel my own spirits raise. Now, I'm not saying that I was suddenly okay with this whole arrangement. Sometimes, no matter how faithful you are and how willing you are to do whatever plan God lays out for you, it's still hard to accept it. But I knew that I wasn't alone. Someone was going through the same thing that I was going through, and we created a safe place to talk about it.
We hadn't done anything wrong.
The world wouldn't see it that way.
My parents definitely wouldn't see it that way.
And I often wondered, how would our story be written about later? What message would my story be used to spread? Have faith, they tell the barren women. Even Elizabeth got pregnant later in life. But I hear you, barren women, for those words are no comfort. And because of my experience, I hear you, too. Mothers who hold your children and do not want to admit that having children was never a desire. Do not have to speak. I hear you.
You guys, we're coming to the end and we still haven't gotten to like half the women we talked about in our circles.
We're not going to get them all in there. We're just not.
But when we don't tell a Bible woman story, we don't tell one of ours. Yours? Theirs? Like, do you remember talking about having to find Maycall on your own? And how she was such a source of strength for you?
Yes, I could have really used that story growing up. I could have felt seen by God.
Right. And what about Rahab? She must have been so scared when all those strangers showed up at her house, threatened her entire town. Like, come on. But she stood up to them and helped them and saved her entire family. And it's through her bloodline that Jesus comes into being.
And the scarlet cord she used became a symbol for faith and strength.
Yes. These stories are so important. Their names need to be known.
I mean, so many of these women's names are mentioned in Jesus' genealogy in Matthew. I mean, it's like God called us to find them so that we better know him and his son.
I grew up Catholic, and honestly, I loved church, but I always felt invisible. Like the women get cut out completely. which is weird because Mary, mother of Jesus, is so visible. But I've been on a recent journey of finding God through a female-based spirituality and a nature-based spirituality. It's helped me understand God more. Like, did you know that Ruach is the Hebrew name for the Holy Spirit, and that's a feminine name?
So cool, right?
It's like the Trinity can only be fully understood if we acknowledge that the feminine is sacred and is fully part of what makes God God.
Do we think God is revealing himself to us through the women in the Bible?
Oh, I know he is. I don't necessarily identify with any particular denomination, but I wholeheartedly believe in the Trinity. And it feels like when I think about this, it's like God is asking us to show him more fully. It's like he's saying, you ignore an entire part of me and who I am, what my message is, and what my gifts are, when you ignore the stories of women.
It's like we're just getting started knowing him.
Exactly. What could we learn about him if we delved into the story of Rachel and Leah more? And what happened when they were pitted against one another? Or Sapphira, who was set up to be caught in a lie? Why do we not ask how God can be revealed through what happened to these women, and instead use them as examples of who not to be?
What would happen in moments if we thought about how we were hurting women? What would happen if we saw God as actively protecting and uplifting women? What would we do in moments of war, of rape, of bargaining? What would change? If God is a God that sent his only son to die to elevate women, then acting in God's name means leading with taking the impact of women into consideration, doesn't it?
And if we do that, what new peace might we discover? Why don't we ever stop and think about how decisions impact women?
Oh, Bathsheba.
So we have come to Bathsheba.
Okay, good. Let's talk about her, because what I have never understood is why she was bathing out on the roof.
He was on the roof. David saw her bathing from where he was standing on the roof.
Oh, Bathsheba.
Are you sure? I always heard it like she was out on the roof, like she was being purposely enticing or something.
Let us actually read the scriptures, shall we?
Oh, Bathsheba, tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how.
One evening, King David got up from his bed and walked around the roof of the palace. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing.
Oh, Bathsheba.
Oh, Bathsheba. The woman was very beautiful.
Oh, Bathsheba.
Oh, Bathsheba. So he sent someone to find out about her.
Oh, Bathsheba, don't go now. Now.
The man said, she is Bathsheba, daughter of Eliam and the wife of Uriah the Hittite. And then David sent messengers to get her.
Oh, Bathsheba.
Oh, Bathsheba. She came to him, and he slept with her.
Oh, Bathsheba.
Oh, Bathsheba. Now she was purifying herself from her monthly uncleanness, and then she went back home.
Oh, Bathsheba, tell me why. Why?
The woman conceived and sent word to David saying, I am pregnant.
So he sees her, gets overtaken with lust, and because he's king, he can send for her and she has to come?
Right. Sound familiar?
But seriously, that's never how I heard this story.
Heard it as a woman to blame again.
Yes, that's exactly how I heard it. Like she went out of her way to bathe in front of him and he just couldn't help himself.
Woman tempts man, man gives in, blames woman. Story never gets set straight.
I am so sick of hearing these women's stories and never believing the women. And here it is in the damn Bible over and over and over again. That it is the man who has the power and uses it to do what he wants with the woman. And yet we keep this narrative that she asked for it, or tempted him in the first place, or just rewrite the story completely. I can't anymore.
Question. even someone as righteous as King David.
Bathsheba, tell me who.
Have any of you ever felt as if you're only good for your... Have any of you ever been sexually harassed or blamed for... You know what? I already know the answers.
Wait, I want to answer that one. Are you silencing us?
Where? Oh, Bathsheba.
I know what it's like to be harassed for years by a Christian married church leader. Someone as revered like King David.
Oh, Bathsheba.
Growing up in the church, hearing stories of women who were blamed for tempting men, I learned that my role as a female was to make sure that I didn't tempt men. So I dressed a certain way explicitly so that I wouldn't be tempted.
Oh, Bathsheba, tell me why?
Anyway, this man groomed me. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that I could be attractive to a married Christian man because I worked so hard to make sure that I was not sexy. So I was blindly led down a path of sexual harassment and emotional abuse that lasted for years.
Oh, Bathsheba.
And when I finally realized what was happening, I felt so used and betrayed that I almost lost who I was. And when I finally told people about it, they thought I just wanted attention. I mean, it's like they took one look at my obviously non-attractive self, right? And thought, she must be lying.
Oh, Bathsheba.
And then I think of all the women who are raped and blamed for it because they're dressed too sexy. We lose either way. And the church keeps making the women out to be the problem. So no, I'm not silencing you. I'm protecting you from...
Wow. Oh, Bathsheba, go and cry, cry, cry.
do it right this time.
I remember thinking of her as brave.
I am so sorry.
What might have been different if she'd have known forgiveness?
From God?
From us?
Please.
What might Eve have shared with us if we'd stopped to look at things from her point of view?
Why didn't we? What might be done if we'd heard her?
I'd like to think I'd hug her.
I'd like to think I'd tell her my story so she knows she wasn't alone. I'd like to think I'd be Jesus for her.
I've heard you.